English with an erudite, English lessons, Magic Garden series and other materials. Hello, today I'm taking you on an excursion through the modest April glories of several gardens so that you can relax a little bit by looking at other people's plots and perhaps draw some inspiration. The first garden is mine or my own, as some of you might know it already. This garden and the following ones have a wide range of typical spring flowering bulbs such as tulips and grape hyacinths, shrubs such as this flowering quince or lilacs. I think I've got at least 8 lilacs. Fruit trees, I have 2 very big apple trees which have become a little bit problematic, and many other plants. Although all the gardens which you can see in this video are located in a big city, I think they have a cottage garden feel. I am a city dweller, but I believe that cottage gardens situated in the unlikely environment of an urban area can provide a feast of colour for many months and can really be pleasing to the eye. Obviously, they are also an important refuge for the urban wildlife, especially birds, insects and small mammals. This tulip is the pastel passion variety. This plant grows in very difficult conditions under a really old lilac, so the soil is poor in nutrients and extremely dry. But it seems to be doing fine, at least in April. Later it's going to be more difficult for it. This shrub is viburnum. It's really lovely scented. I have another viburnum shrub which grows in front of my house, but it's going to flower later. I have quite a lot of forget-me-nots, blue ones, dark blue ones, pink ones. They are really no problem plants at all. And my colorful collection of tulips. These tulips were planted over a year ago in pots, and I had a beautiful display of tulips in front of my house. I wasn't sure what to do with the bulbs, and I decided to plant them without any kind of design, so they just grow all over the place. My daffodils, bridal crown, and tulips, queen of night, I suppose they must have cost a fortune several centuries ago. I really like this red variety of tulips. They have grown in my garden for several decades, I suppose for 40 or even 50 years, and they just come out in all sorts of unexpected places. Forget-me-nots again, some dwarf tulips, pastel passion tulips, which grow outside my garden, so sometimes they get stolen, but this year I have been very lucky, and well, so far so good. I've been less lucky with the white tulips and with the purple negrita tulips. Some people have helped themselves to the tulips, but okay, I don't mind that much. I tend to buy cheap bulbs. My fruit trees, and please take a look at the tree in the middle, is a hazel tree, and the green leaves that you see in the crown, actually it's a shoot or cane of Bobby James Rambler. That Rambler is really enormous after a few years in my garden. This garden is my cousin's garden. I love this garden. As you can see, there are those red tulips in the garden as well, and some other tulips. It's a beautiful cottage style garden, and as far as I know, very often passes by comment on the beauty of this garden. It's really charming. I would like to visit this garden later in the season. It's going to be full of phloxes. My cousin also has quite a collection of primroses. I have very few primroses, but I've decided to plant more of them in the garden, perhaps next year. I have found this garden on an estate built in the 1950s. The blocks are really well spaced out, so there is a lot of space for greenery, and there seems to have been a revival of gardening in the plots between blocks of flats. There is no doubt that such intensively planted borders with shrubs and bulbs and old-fashioned perennials and annuals need a fair amount of maintenance. Let's be honest about it. The borders, even as densely planted as the ones on the screen, they need regular weeding, especially in spring. The plants need to be lifted and divided and pruned, etc. This garden is a real gem. I love it. I just cannot tell you how much I love it. I fell in love with it immediately the moment I found it. Everything seems to be flowering at least 2 weeks earlier this year, perhaps even a month earlier than normal. I believe when it comes to planting, one should be guided by one's own taste instead of following the advice of professionals too closely, the advice from books, YouTube videos, and the like. I think if we reduce the interference, and when we let the plants do their own thing, the effect might be quite charming. I hope you have enjoyed the walk with me. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.